Caden, what up? How's it going? What's up, Hugo? How's it going, man? Stuck in a snowstorm right now. I can't get. That sucks, dude. Are you up north? You up in New York or that general area? Are you in a trade now? You'll see if I'm in a trade. Whenever I take a trade, it shows up on the chart here. I'm waiting for the market to open. It's been pretty kind of slow. What method do you trade? Mostly, man, recently I've been leaning even more heavily on order flow. I use something called Bookmap. So I don't know if this will show up how clearly this is. Let's see. This is what I use. It's level 2 data software. And it allows me to see, hang on, let me make this smaller so you can see it better. It allows me to see where orders are stacked up in the market. So it shows you where limit orders are. It shows you the aggression in which the market orders are being placed. It shows you the volume. So I combine this with ICT principles loosely. So that's kind of my methodology. Cam, I appreciate that, man. I actually laughed at that. It's so frustrating, man, because I can't get TikTok or Discord. My brother is like, I sent you something on Discord the other day, and I went and checked, and I hadn't gotten anything, and he had sent it to like one of the scammers. There's like 15 different people pretending to be me, and they all have me blocked, so I can't see who they are. So I cracked up when I saw you send me that screenshot. That was funny. Can you build a bigger buffer than 2K? Yeah, you can. Yeah. What I like to do, if you're on a 50K account, the buffer or the where it stops trailing you is when you hit 2K. I like to make an extra 1,000 and leave an extra 1,000 in there. Just to give yourself a little extra breathing room. What's up, Jose? How's it going, man? Happy Monday. What's up, Dakota? I don't have a bias right now, man. It's been pretty. Been watching this since about 6:30, 7 o'clock, and this has been pretty slow. I mean, not like watching it like a hawk, but I've had it open while I've been doing other things. We'll see what happens. I'll tell you what I think is going to happen. Not to be a pessimist. I think within the next couple of weeks, by the end of next month, we're going to be at war with Iran. Or there's going to at least be some military action that's taken. Just reading the writing on the wall, the way things are kind of looking right now. So I think that could be very interesting to see how that affects the market. Gonna have my first 20K month. Dude, that is sick. Jace, awesome. That's awesome, man. Congratulations. Pass my top step eval. There you go, man. Congratulations, Birdie. What are we looking for here? Right now, we're not looking for anything. I'm waiting for the market to open. Pro does not skip chest day. I don't skip any day, man. Not looking for anything. The way that I approach the markets every day, is it Annie? Is that how you say your name? I don't like to predict price. So what I do is I chart out, I get on the charts and I mark out everything, mark out key levels and pay attention to kind of make an analysis of where we are, where we could potentially go. But I don't marry that idea. I just have a general idea. And then I wait for the market to open at 9:30. And I like to see the momentum that we create in whichever direction. I don't really care which direction at all, just whichever direction. And I'll look for what I'd like to see is just a solid, strong move in one direction and a clear draw on liquidity in that same direction. And for me to take a trade, I'd want to pull back to a key level. And that key level would be something that I see on Bookmap or something that I see in accordance with ICT principles. And then I'd open the trade. Not too late to enlist. No. Dave, that's so funny you just said that, man, because I was walking around my apartment this morning, and I don't know why, but I thought about you and the stream, one of the last streams that I did when you were talking about the enlistment age. I don't know why that popped in my head this morning. That would be wild. I've seen people re-enlisting that have been out for a while now, and now they're joining back up. I don't know. Obviously, people have different reasons, but I think that's pretty wild. Lavia, what's up? Tom, what's up? Jack, what up? Bearish news over the weekend. I didn't see a whole lot of bearish news over the weekend. Maybe I missed something. I was doing birthday stuff and traveling and whatnot, so I wasn't super glued to whatever was going on. But I do think there's a pretty substantial. It's the largest military buildup in the Middle East that we've had since 2002, which was prior to the invasion of Iraq. So I don't know if that's just flexing for the negotiations that are supposed to happen soon, but we'll see. How's your morning going? It's going well. I cannot complain. It's been a pretty chill morning. Scary new world, yeah. Bunch of liquidity just got injected into the market higher here into the 50s. That's ES, this is NQ. Bunch of liquidity up here. It's wild how that just pops in like that. Appreciate that, Nick. Thank you, sir. Good to see you back. So you had a great weekend off the markets. Keep it up. Jack, appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. You use equilibrium. I mean, it's a part of something that I pay attention to. It's not something that I trade specifically off of. I rely heavily on Bookmap. I have found so much success recently just trading Bookmap and using ICT principles loosely. So that's the name of my game. Trying to be patient today didn't feel quite right for myself. Hey, it's nothing wrong with taking the day off, man. It is Monday. There's no red folder news. Could be kind of a lull type of day, or it could be a great day. You never know. I mean, you got 20 minutes until the market opens, so the whole dynamic could completely change when the market opens. You ever gotten a take profit trade or payout denied? I have not. I think if you trade news in a funded account, they could potentially deny you. Is that what they denied you for? I can't remember if you're allowed to trade news. My rule of thumb is I just don't trade news, so I don't have to keep track of what firms let you and what firms don't, because I just don't do it. It was news, yeah. They have in terms of like strictness of rules, man, they're strict, but they have very few rules. I mean, you got Apex that has a ton of different rules, but TPT is pretty straightforward. Like, just can't trade news, man. Can't hedge, so you can't have one account where you're long and one account where you're short. Just like you're going to work soon. I'm at work right now, man. This is my office. Thoughts on Justin Werland files? I saw that, man. I think, good for him for being transparent, but not necessarily good for him for waiting so long to do so, or basically being so, I don't know, dishonest is the word. I mean, I guess it is dishonest what he was doing. That's why I try to be as open as I can, man, about my stuff when I'm taking a hit, not doing well. Try to be as straight up about all that as I can, because people value that. I don't think I could sleep. I don't think I could live with myself if I wasn't being straight up with people. Like, there's nothing easy about this. What is TPT? Take Profit Trader. That's the firm that I have advertised here in the middle of the screen. Yeah, ask away, Nick. Wait for it to hit London high or low. I mean, that's a good. I think what you're talking about is like you're waiting for a reversal or a continuation. What I like to see if I'm trading an ICT strategy, and that's what you're talking about is similar to ICT. What you're going to want to see is you want to see if you're looking for a reversal, like if we swept London high right here, in order to take a trade to the downside for a reversal, you'd want to see a break of structure, preferably on like a 5-minute time frame. A breaker would be nice, a retest of that breaker, an inversion of a 5-minute, 4-minute, 3-minute, 2-minute, 1 minute, and ideally a creation of a fair value gap, a bearish fair value gap, and then a retest of that and a respect. So what you'd want to see, I mean, that's not quite a breaker right there. Trying to see if I can show you a setup where that happened recently. I mean, this is decent on the 15. You swept this London low in the New York AM session, came down here, took the PM, strong displacement higher, tap back into that. I mean, something like that. I don't know. This is why I like Bookmap so much. There's plenty of different breaker structure you can look for. The breaker itself. You can look for order blocks. You can look for anything like that to be a level in which you're going to enter off of. Strong pump here up into the 50s, taking all those orders that I called out earlier. But some sort of confirmation, 2 or 3 different confluences at least for you to take that trade if you're trading ICT. What would a breaker look like? It's the last series of down close candles before a sweep higher, or the last series of up close candles before a sweep lower. So this is a breaker right here on the 5-minute. But you didn't get a tap back into this. So this candle right here formed the breaker because it closed above this previous up close candle. What realistically you'd want here is a tap back into this. And that's where you'd open your position and you'd have your stops. That's a pretty long stop, but you'd either have it below the breaker or below the swing point. That's how you would trade a breaker, and you'd ideally want a fair value. If you're trading ICT, you'd want a fair value gap inside of this, like you had right here. Pretty much, Nicholas. Pretty much. Sorry, I missed some of your comments. Hey, Christian, how's your P&L looking for February? Yeah, it's been a good month so far, man. Cannot complain. Yeah, I saw that 30-minute gap. Is this NQ? Yes. Is full porting shorts on open a good idea? I would not say full porting is ever really a good idea. How do you think the market will react if it escalates in the Middle East? There's no telling, man. You know, when the war in Ukraine broke out and the war in Gaza broke out, you know, markets react differently for different reasons. Oil is obviously going to be drastically affected. Trade is going to be drastically affected in general. So this is crude right here. I would expect crude to skyrocket. Right now it's at $66 a barrel. I would expect that to go pretty high if something breaks out. How do you mark the Asia? I have a video, El Rojo. I have a video on my page that I show exactly how I do all that, what indicator I use and the settings and everything. So if you check out my page, it's like 10 videos back or something, I can't remember, but it's on there. Do you ever open positions before the market opens? Not to hold during market open. No, not typically. I'll take a trade, you know, between 8 or 9, but typically after 9 o'clock, I wait for market to open. You trade with Lucid? I do. Yep. I like Lucid a lot, man. I think they're going to be one of the. I said this at the end of last year. I think in 2026, Lucid is going to be one of the fastest growing firms. Their payouts are unreal. How fast they are, man. Like anybody who's taken a payout with Lucid will tell you, I'm talking like within seconds. Like the money is in your bank account. It's pretty wild. Like with Apex, you request a payout and it takes like 3 days to process and then another like 2 days for it to hit your bank account. With Lucid, it's in there very, very quickly. Even TPT, like after the market closes, it'll typically, your account will settle around like 7 p.m. Eastern time. You request the payout, it'll get approved, it'll go to your wallet, and then you got to request it out of your wallet to be sent to your bank account. And that process typically you can do it after 7 p.m., but it'll be the next morning before you can put it into your bank account. So Lucid, I don't know that there's a firm right now that's the payouts are any faster than them. It's about as fast as it gets. Do you paper trade? No. Problem with Lucid is max payout $2K. Yeah, but if you have 5 accounts, man, that's $10,000 every 5 days. I mean, it's hard to beat that. What's the main downside? I haven't found any. I have not found any downsides, to be completely honest. I mean, obviously, you're limited on the number of accounts. You can only have 5, and there's no they don't have any daily payout accounts. But I mean, that's not really a downside. That's just their setup. Bez, I would say make sure you're squared away before you get into a trade, bro. Do you think we'll continue bullish today? I have no idea. I have no idea. I would not be surprised if we dump, but I'm ready for either scenario. I'm ready for either direction. What's up, Jay? Yeah, Lucid is. I actually got an email about it last night and messed around with it on paper. I don't. For me, there's not really any reason to switch away from Trade for me personally and use that. But I can see how some people who maybe, I don't really know, if you're just looking to bracket trade, like there's a way to bracket. You can use brackets with Trade and TradingView. But if you're looking for just one, I guess maybe for the people who don't want to have two windows open and you're looking for a mobile app and all that, it could be very useful. I think we're reaching all-time lows today. That would suck. There you go, Nicholas. Good luck, man. Hey, I love NQ, man. Gold and silver is risky. Are Lucid payouts faster than TPT? Yeah. TPT is great, man, and they're not slow. Like I was saying, that when you trade TPT, your P&L for the day will settle after about 7 p.m. Eastern time at night, obviously p.m. And then you'll request the money to be sent to your wallet if you're eligible for a payout. That takes a couple of hours for it to do, and it typically, like, I'll get an email around like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning that it's in my wallet, and once it's in your wallet, that's when you request it out of your wallet to your bank account. That's pretty instantaneous. That's almost instant. But it's the time from requesting it from TPT to be sent to your wallet in the dashboard that is a little bit of the delay. With Lucid, it's instant, man. Like, you request the payout and it's to your bank account. I'm not even joking with you. Sometimes under a minute, like within seconds. It's kind of wild. I don't know how more firms are not able to do that. Like, Apex takes a long time. I love Apex. Don't get me wrong. I'm not talking bad about them, but I think that they need to improve their the speed in which they do payouts. This is NQ, yeah. Is there a brokerage you would stay clear of? What was it? Funded Next or whatever that's like going under right now. Obviously, I would probably stay clear of them. Do you have a promo for Lucid? Yeah, CWT. Right now with Lucid, if you use my code or anybody else's code, you can get 2 accounts for 50% off. So all in for a 50K, what is it, the 50K Flex account or whatever they have. Yeah, 50K Flex account. It's $65. Pretty good deal. Is it Funded Next or Funded Ticks? Or it's one of those that's sent out an email that they're definitely closing up shop. I can't remember which one it is. Which short into low up day, thank me later. I do think we, like I said a second ago, Josh, I do think we dumped today, but I could be wrong about that. We'll see. Any props with instant funding? Yeah, Tradeify does Lightning Funded. You can just buy the funded account. Funded Ticks. Yeah, okay. Appreciate that, Josh. Yeah, Funded Next, probably. I think they're decent. Strategy to use? I use I rely heavily on order flow, man. I loosely use ICT principles to make sense of market structure, but I'm very heavy on the order flow. Order flow momentum. What peptides you on? None. I'm on testosterone, 250 milligrams a week. Just got back on that at the start of the year. Appreciate that, Jay. I'm trying, man. I'm eating like a horse. Beard looking great. Thanks. Yeah, no more baby face. At the moment, yeah. Felipe. What do you mean by order flow? I mean, I use level 2 data software, Bookmap, this right here. Retta BCP 150. That's a good stack right there, Josh. I like that. I like that stack. What do I look for it? Man, I look for strong momentum in a certain direction. Like right now, we're starting to push up. There's orders stacked at 24,980. But again, I want to wait for market to open. I want a clear indication before I'm going to take any trades. Up 38K since Friday, but still down 12K for the month. That's rough, man. But I mean, you're coming back one day at a time. Trying to decide between Lucid and Tradeify for my first funded. I would say if time is a factor for you, meaning that like you don't think you'll pass the account strong push here up to the 80s. If you don't think you'll pass within 30 days, Lucid doesn't have a time limit, meaning that like with other firms like Tradeify, after the 30-day period, your subscription renews and you got to pay the fee over again. So one of the benefits to Lucid is you don't have that. You got unlimited time really to pass the eval. If that's not a factor, I say Tradeify, because the Tradeify Select plans $2,500 profit target for the 50K Select accounts, and you can select daily payouts. Once you pass, there's 2 different account types you can select. One is a daily payout account type, and I think that's a great plan, especially for newer traders, locking in those profits, getting that confidence, building that psychological. There's a psychological hurdle of actually seeing the money in your bank account. So I think it's a good account to go for the first one. Samir, what's up, man? I see you got a new plant. It's not a new plant, man. That's Lazarus. He's chilling. What time is this? 5 minutes. Thoughts on Apex? I like them. So all Apex accounts are no activation fee, correct, if you use a code, either my code or someone else's code. We don't talk enough about red days, they hurt. Hey, man, I get it. You enter on the 5 minute or 1 minute. I like to use the 1 minute when I'm ready to take a trade. I like to drop down. I have it on the 5 here just so we can get a broader perspective of what the market looks like at the moment. When's Trump speaking? I don't think he's speaking today. He does the State of the Union tomorrow at what is it, 9 p.m. Finally completed my 5th on my Express account. There you go, man. First payout. What are you studying? Economics right now. Trying to get into the business school so I can switch that over to finance. What's the indicator? I use the ICT kill zone and pivots indicator right here. And then I mark them out manually with the Ray tool. Have you heard of Justin Werlin? Yes, I have. Strong orders up to 2,500 now, which is basically this right at the London high. How do you feel about your first payout? Anything you'd change if you went back in time to improve? Yeah, slow down and don't rush it. That's what I would recommend. It's not a race. The harder you try to push and rush, the longer it's going to take. I also would make sure that you're journaling. Look at this strong push here. Market open. We'll see what happens here. Orders up to 25,005 here. See if this takes the London. There you go. Orders up into the 40s now, 25, 40s. I'm not seeing anything under us here. At the moment, there are no orders under us here. We'll see how this goes. Yeah, orders up into the well, it just thinned out up into the 50s. 25,050, big set of orders there. 231 sell orders there. ES has some action down into the teens here. 69.13, flashing heavy. This is dumping down into nothing here so far on the book map on NQ. VWAP's down at 24,905. It'd be a big dump if it pushes all the way down there. Yeah, I mean, I'll show you what I'm looking at here on the book map. There's that 24,950 order just flashed in there. These orders are coming in as prices going down. What's up, Tristan? What's the prop firm name? You can use it with basically any firm, house of entertainment. There's only a couple that I'm not affiliated with, but Lucid, Tradeify, Apex, Take Profit Trader. What else? Alpha Futures. Pretty much anything you can think of. Anything you want to join up with. Hola, what up? You made back all the profits you spent in props? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, just stay patient here because let it kind of sort itself out. I mean, you can do what you want to do, but I'm staying patient. I do think the draw is higher here, but I'm just going to wait. Screen looks weird. First that they posted? Okay, I'll check it out in just a second. Got orders flashing down at 2,500 now. We could get a pullback into that area. This is ES right here. Is this software free? No. It's called Bookmap. All in, you're gonna, once you pay for the subscription to Bookmap and then the data subscription, it's about $100 a month. It looks confusing at first, but when you start to get used to it and use it for a while, it's this right here, if I could only pick one thing to use to help me trade, this would be what I would pick. Even if you took every single candlestick away and I had a blank chart, I think I could be pretty effective just using this. I've posted some stuff, Bez, but I mean, it's not really like, I think I've said this before. It's one of those things where it's like I can explain to you how to use Bookmap, and I think I pretty much do that in the lives. But it's kind of, I think the analogy that it really makes the most sense to most people is it's like if I were to tell you the rules of Fortnite, that's fine and dandy. Like you could understand the rules of Fortnite and how to win. But to actually be good at Fortnite, you have to play Fortnite a lot. Like you have to develop those fast twitch fibers. You have to do all those sorts of things. I'm not saying you need fast twitch for Bookmap, but it's the same general concept of to get good at it, you have to really use it. You have to spend a lot of time watching it and figuring out how it moves. Looking for shorts. I could see the justification there. We just swept. Strong rejection here at this level, but we do have a bunch of stuff above us. Now, if we started seeing some orders filling up down below with like that, I think this could be dragging us down some more. We'll see. What exactly do you look for? You look for momentum. So you see these volume dots. The bigger they are, and the more they have color of one distinction or the other, whether they're red or green, that tells you whether the buyers or sellers are in control. You also look for these, like that right there. Look at that. So you'd look for a slight pullback here, and then potentially, if I was going to be crazy and try to scout, well, those orders just got yanked. But if you start to see more orders start flooding in underneath us here, then I would be starting to look for potentially a short. Like you're seeing more orders coming in here, potentially starting to look good for taking a brief short, but I'm not in it yet because I'm not super comfortable. When it's you'll see when it's pretty clear as day which direction it wants to go. You'll see these orders fill up like crazy. You see how we have bright red above us here, up at the 25.050. You'll have levels like that all the way down, and you'll see that when it hits those levels, it'll start to absorb and create momentum in that same direction rather than rejecting off of those orders. You go to bookmap.com and download it, and you can use my code. It gives you a discount on the Bookmap subscription. Global Plus is what I recommend, but then you got to pay for data as well. They don't offer a discount on the data, so all in it's about $100 a month. Made 350. There you go. Bookmap. C-Bum. Appreciate that, man. Yeah, see, this is one of those days where you're going to be really careful relying on it to hold a trade for too long, because it's shifting. The order book is shifting pretty quickly. So shorts did just look good. Now it's shifting back. Volume dots, limit orders, everything are looking like we're trying to push up to at least 25.050 right here. But it could shift again in a matter of seconds, so you just got to be careful. Lost 1.7. Shook it too hard, man. Made 2,300 across 8 accounts. Very nice. Marvin, what's up? What I think about 25,100? There's a large stack of orders up there. Got to be patient with this, guys. Whether you're trading ICT, order flow, whatever your strategy is, just be super patient with this right here. It doesn't settle on the same day, Bez. I mean, there's a transaction delay, like if you were to do and it depends on which brokerage you're with. Like with AMP, it takes a couple days for the balance to settle into your bank account. But yeah, you can request one. So Isaac, liquidity that is stacked on the chart like that, you theoretically is magnetic. That's kind of the theory. So you think that price is attracted going in that direction, theoretically, not always. But that's why that kind of thing is important to know whether, price could potentially push up towards that area. What do you think about TradeFi? I love TradeFi. I think the firms that I'm affiliated with, are great firms, man. I would not be affiliated with anybody that I didn't actually trade myself or really like. I think TradeFi is great, Lucid's great, Take Profit Trader is great, Apex is great. They're all great for different reasons. They also have, there's plenty of drawbacks for certain things, but overall, if you're looking to make money and you're a disciplined professional trader, those firms are great firms. I do have stuff marked out. It's just I was on the lower time frame, so you couldn't see it as much. Orders down to the VWAP now at 24,920. The TradeFly Select accounts are really good. I like those. Coming up on the VWAP, tap the VWAP right there. Slight push off of it. Let's see if it pushes through it here. Orders just under it at 24,918-ish. They just got yanked. They just yanked those orders at 24,918. Still orders lower though. I do like alpha, yeah. Is that a bike or a cat in the background? Talking about in the mirror? I don't have a cat. Not here, at least. I have a cat at my parents' house. Orders coming in lower here. We're pushing underneath the VWAP at the moment. See if we stay underneath this VWAP. This guy with the blower outside my window is very annoying. Johnny Sins from Wall Street. It's hilarious. Strong orders here down to 24,875. Could be getting ready to get a flash down to that level. These 90s are holding though. Acts like it doesn't want to push beyond that. Yeah, if you were, Josh, you were right. If you had plenty of runway when we shot up at open. If we had runway for an 80-point stop, that would have been a pretty long stop. Holy crap, dude. This guy's right outside my window with this blower. I apologize for this. I'm going to mute myself for a second. I think we're good now. Orders down to 24,875. These 90s need to break loose for us to get down there, though. There we go. Absorbed the majority of the orders there, so we'll see what happens. Just made a bag. There you go. Low of day. Very nice, man. Yeah, like I said, pre-market, I think that we were going to dump, but this move at the beginning here, little fake out action to the upside. We'll see how much it dumps from here. Starting to get more orders coming in lower here. There's London low. Is TPT a good firm? Yes, great firm. What up, Dre? Push up off that sweep of London. I gotta turn my air down, dude. I got like a breeze on the back of my arms here. Air off, I should say. Blew my account on longs. Just made 1K off shorts. Very nice. Am I in a trade? No, you'll see it when I'm in a trade. A lot of orders coming up above the VWAP here. VWAP is at, here we go, pushing up a little higher here. Just took the orders right there above the VWAP. VWAP is at 24,917.5. Absorbed those orders and then immediately pushed back under it. Now we're going higher, right above it. Let's see where this goes from here. You passed your paper eval. There you go, Matthew. See what ES is looking like. Staying above the VWAP on ES. Plenty of orders above us. There's orders right at the VWAP down at 6,900. We'll see what this does here. What was it, Dre? Pre-market? Talking about the longs? Sold at the top. There you go. Top ticking. Look short still. Touch the VWAP and support struggling to go higher. Yeah, we'll see, man. We shall see. ES is staying above the VWAP. It's trying to push below. There we go. There's the first move below it right there. This is the 5 minute. Yeah, I like your thinking, Jay. The book map's got orders up to 24,950 though. So we'll see what that does. I'm gonna draw that on the chart here for people. I think we're getting ready to take those, to be honest. There you go, Devin. Very nice, man. There's that 950. Just smacked right on it. Yeah, we didn't get a candle closure below that London low, to Jay's point. So this could revisit that level in a second. Still orders higher here, though. I do use props, yeah. Lucid's a great firm, man. Can we see the book map? Yeah. See how this VWAP holds again. I've heard the exact opposite on that floppy. I guess it's anecdotal, but I've only heard a couple of people talk about their support, and they've only had good things to say. That's interesting to hear. There you go, Mike. No hate, just curious. What'd you ask? I didn't see what you said. Oh, this is book map. I like the orb. After the Friday issue, Top Step and another had completely overset, and they still haven't. Interesting. This is Bookmap. It's a software, level 2 data software. Are the circles order blocks? No, those are volume dots. Those are orders coming in. It's the aggression in which the orders, market orders, are being placed or where orders are being absorbed. And show ES, yeah. This is ES. Appreciate you saying please, Carlos. That being said, I was fortunate enough to only take a $200 loss. Yeah. I didn't have any issues on Friday, man. I saw other people saying they were having issues with Trade Evade or something. I never ran into any issues at all. It's weird. You guys want to keep it on this, or you want me to go back to the chart? copy trader was not logging in, so interesting. Chart, keep it on this chart. This is gibberish to me. I'll do the chart. I'll bounce back to that in a little bit. Can you go through your thought process with the charts? Talking about when I'm looking at Bookmap, Nicholas? Or are you talking about just in general? Floppy, that's pretty accurate, man. Heavily reliant on order flow. I use ICT to kind of make sense of market structure and get more confirmations. There's some days where there's some order flow traders who trade strictly order flow that I watch, and they're like, man, I didn't know price was going to do that. And then it's like ICT principles told you exactly what price was going to do. And then there's days where ICT traders are getting absolutely cooked, and order flow just makes total sense. So it's like, I think it's good to have both tools in your tool belt to be able to say, all right, today's a day where ICT principles are really going to get respected, versus there's other days where it's like it completely just craps on ICT principles. Price does. So I think it's good to be well versed in both. My analysis in general, well, right now I think we're just going to consolidate in this level. I'm not seeing a whole lot of liquidity. We're hanging around the VWAP right here at 24,917.50. We need to see some strong indications of one direction or the other. We have some orders coming in at 24,900, but price is wanting to kind of magnetate. Is that a word? Trying to gravitate, I guess, towards this VWAP right here in this 24,917 area. So I'd want to see a clear breakout in one direction or the other. Thoughts on peptides? I think they're good. Do your research. VWAP, VWAP, volume weighted average price. It's just an area that price typically likes to return to and bounce off of. It's either a support or a resistance level. It can be used as either. Yeah, I've changed my music up, sorry. It's shifting to a little too hype. I use Bookmap. Why don't you play music? I'd used to, man, but TikTok would shadow ban my lives when I was doing that. So I just would rather you listen to me breathe and drink my water. Now I'm gonna go sleep. There you go, Tony. Good job, man. ES did take London low. Right there. The breathing increases my P&L. That's funny. Look at that S&T. Do I pair them? What do you mean? Can you sing for us instead? No, not much of a singer, man. Price keeps returning to this VWAP right here in the 17 area. Needed just a lot of orders underneath us here down to 24,850. If we could dump down to this line right here that I have is 24,850, right below London. Yeah, I look at both of them. I watch both of them. I always bounce back and forth. I have another chart up also that has ES on it. Just made $1,200. There you go, man. The order book just completely changed to the upside here. So it's like, this is why it's kind of hard to tell what's gonna happen. I want to break out of this range though before I take a trade. Could this possibly turn into a breaker? I would want to see this. I would want to see an actual candle closure below this low, not just a wick. So hopefully, if you were asking, like, if we got a strong push down and then we had a series of up close candles prior to that, like right near it, that'd be a potential breaker formation. But we're just hanging out at this VWAP area, man. This 24,917 area. Right now, Leo, I do have a discount code. Right now, if you use CWT with Lucid, you can get 2 accounts for 50% off. And after those 2 accounts, you still use the code, you can get 40% off or 30% off or something. So either way, yeah, you're getting a pretty solid discount, code CWT. And that's with any firm. There's only a couple that I'm not with. So you can use that code with Take Profit Trader, Apex, Tradeify, Lucid, Alpha Futures, Bookmap, Tradezilla, pretty much anything. I'm 1,300 in drawdown. Am I cooked? No, you're not cooked. Slow and steady, man. You could easily come back from that. I'm not with Top Step. No. I don't trade Top Step, and I'm not with them. I used to. If they would go back to allowing you to have a Tradeovate Top Step account, I would definitely snag a couple of those. Look at that. How much longer do we consolidate? And there's your answer. I think we're getting ready to push. That's either a fake out to the downside for a strong move up, or that's going to keep dumping. Do you have open trades? No. You'll see them on the chart, man. Man, give the old. It's either going to go up or down, man. It's going to either go up or down, Mo. Could go sideways. Could go sideways. Hey, it's good to be back, man. Good to be seen. I don't know what's going on in my playlist right now. I got some Latin, like Mamba music or something in my ear. Need something a little more chill than that. Can you type, Leah? Did you see Trump on Truth? Yeah, I was just reading his tweet just a second ago. When I have time, we'll play. This is the 1 minute right here. I'm seeing how we react. Looks like we're pushing right back to the VWAP, unfortunately, but there's a ton of orders down. 24,807, 24,810, 24,800. Do you have Discord? Yeah, it's in my bio. Yeah, I think it's good to bounce around, Nate. Orders coming in here up to 24,900 now, which will be the top of this 1 minute gap that we just created. It shouldn't take too long. Shouldn't take too long for you to get those credentials. I like the 1 minute CBIN. Orders right up to here. We'll see if that still didn't. There's still orders down here that have not been taken, so we'll see if this wants to go back down. He's probably got bigger fish to fry right now there. Spidey senses might have been the play once again. You got good Spidey senses, man. Yeah, these are the orders that I was expecting us to take right here. It's still leaving those orders down there, man. Ton of orders. This is what I'm seeing on the book map. Ton of orders down there that just not sure why it's not wanting to head down there. Down in the low 800s, so like 810 down to 800. Up 200 on the day. Gonna just take it with no news. Yeah, there you go, Cave. Calf. up 500 right now. Trading view decided to lag. That's frustrating. I can't remember if I put deodorant on. I think I did. Hey, Christian, good to see you. What would you recommend I do? Only half my drawdown left. De-risk, yeah. Lower your sizing. Just don't allow it to screw with your psychology and make you second guess yourself. Cut your sizing in half and just take as many A+ setups as you can without breaking any of your rules. 1 or 2 trades, 3 trades, call it a day. Don't try to get it all back at once. There you go, Nicholas. Don't allow that to mess with you, King. Can't focus on that. You can psych yourself out and create more work for yourself. My man. What's up, man? How's it going? Just blew an express hopping off? That's frustrating, dude. I'm sorry. Show yes, yeah. Yeah, Jay, it is nice to have that extra runway with those larger accounts. It's definitely nice. There you go, King. We'll see you tomorrow, man. How come you haven't been streaming? I just took a break. Needed a break, a little mental health break, man. Did you geek out on your desk setup? What monitor you have? Kind of did, man. I built my computer. I have a 49-inch Samsung monitor, and then I have a 32-inch gigabyte monitor, and then I have a 27-inch Samsung monitor. So the 27 and the 32 are on their side. 49 is long ways, obviously. OLED, yeah. Just made 600 on my first ever trade. There you go, man. How long should it take you to pass the eval? It depends on where you are in your trading, man. Depends on how long you've been trading, where you are in your journey. Shouldn't put a time. I don't think putting a time frame on yourself isn't necessarily a good thing. But if you've been passing evals consistently and taking payouts, obviously you want to get back in the swing of things. If you've blown accounts and you're just looking to stack back up, you want to try to get there. Size monitor runs the book map, 32-inch. Never would have thought I'd be using it. Yeah. Yeah, when I built mine, I wouldn't have thought that either, man. Has consistency work with the funded? That you can't make over a certain amount in a day. So, or if you do, you're going to create more work for yourself, like on Apex, before you can take a payout. So like at the time of your payout, your total profits can't be like I think with certain Tradeify accounts, it's 40% in funded. Could be wrong about that. So when at the time of your payout, I can speak for Apex specifically because that's what I'm more familiar with. They have a 30% consistency rule. So at the time of your payout, no one day could equal more than 30% of your total profits. So no one day can, with Tradeify, yeah. So if it's 40% with Tradeify, then no one day can be more than 40% of your total profits. Yeah, those are the ones that I use floppy. Exactly for that reason. I do. Yeah, I like being more zoomed out. Kind of gives you a more feel of the lay of the land. I like zoomed out, but I like to spread out the sidebar here so it's more elongated. How is today so far? I wouldn't say it's necessarily the best. I mean, there's been some moves that if you caught, you're looking pretty good, but it's not the cleanest price action. You a full-time trader? I do this as full-time income, yeah. ES setup? That's pretty dinky looking right there, man. Some crappy looking candles. What's the Lucid deal with your code? You can get 2 accounts for 50% off, and then the other accounts will be 40% off, I believe, or 30% off, something like that. But right now you can get 2 accounts for 50% off. Yeah, I'm sure it did because it probably just dumped. What size do you have the volume bubbles? Let's see. I'll send you a picture of it, Jay, because it's kind of hard to say because it's the sliding scale thing. I use so I have, I'll send it to you right now. Kind of hard to explain. That's super exposed. Where are you at? It's not bringing your name up for some reason. It's not bringing your name up. That's so weird. Hey, we just hit 18,000 followers. Appreciate that. That 24,900 level is just holding. Oh, there you are. Gotcha. As soon as I say that, it pushes right through it. Hey, appreciate that, Bone. Good luck in school, man. How long is the 50% deal with Lucid? I think it ends April 8th. Or no, March 8th. Sorry, not April. We're in February still. It's in the Discord. I always post the deals, like the screenshot of the deal and or a poster of the deal and like the expiration of it. Let me check. The 3rd. Ends on the 3rd at 5 p.m. Trump speaking soon? Why didn't I see that? I have to keep an eye on that. Keep me posted if he gets up to the mic. Yeah, you do. You will with pretty much any firm, Alex. I mean, you'll need to, typically the buffer you have to build is equal to whatever your drawdown is for the account. So if it's a 50K account, I think the drawdown is 2,000. So you'll have to build a buffer of 2,000 before you can, anything above the $2,000 mark is withdrawable. Brandon, it's like that, man. There's a psychological difference. It's just strange. It's very common. You're not alone with that. I like the flex accounts. That's the ones I use because they don't have consistency in funded. The Lucid Flex don't have consistency in funded, so you can kind of just, if you have just a blowout day, it's not going to go against you. Simulation is what you pick, Matthew. Rob, this is Bookmap. Somebody wanted to see what it was looking like. Market's too choppy getting off. Yeah, I don't blame you. It is a little chop fest right now. No, Brandon, you just need to go back to what was working on paper, man. Make sure you're sticking to your rules. Make sure you're taking A+ setups. I think that's what I would tell you to do. Make sure that when you were having success on paper, I hope you were journaling exactly what was working so that you can look at that and see, okay, this was working then and I'm not doing it now and I need to start doing that. Whatever was working. That's why journaling is so important. So mad at myself I lost so much today. Yeah, hop off the chart, Mohamed. You're not missing anything, man. If you take the day off for the rest of the day, you're not missing anything. Don't feel the need to try to make back whatever you've lost so far. What's up, Yomi? No trades yet. Verse of the day, guys. I'm sorry, I meant to read this earlier, but I'm glad I'm going to read it now because we got more people in here. Ephesians 2:4-5. Because of his great love for us, God, who is rich in mercy, made us alive with Christ, even when we were dead in our transgressions. It is by grace that you have been saved, not works. This is a verse that I read last night that I really liked. This is 1 Peter 5-6. Humble yourselves, therefore, under God's mighty hand, that he may lift you up in due time. Cast all your anxiety on him because he cares for you. It's 1 Peter 5-6. I like that a lot. Well, let me connect. Shoot me a DM, Matthew. Show me take a video if you can. I don't know if you can send videos on, take videos and send them to me, but show me exactly what you're doing step by step. I do like the aggregated bubbles. I've switched back and forth between total volume and volume delta. That's volume delta right there. I hate how it doesn't show you my settings when I pull them up. But I just feel like I can read the total volume bubbles better. I just switched them back. Yeah, make sure you're using the password and email from the prop firm and make sure it's exact. And make sure it's the password and login, not for logging into the prop firm website, but for logging into Tradevate. They will provide you a specific Tradevate login and password. The firm will. So it's not the same as what you use to actually sign into your account. Yeah, there's a specific Tradevate login that the firm will give you. It's not the same login to like go into your dashboard in the website. What firm are you trying to do that with, Matthew? Is that Lucid? I can tell you exactly where it is. Tradeify? All right, hang on one second. I'll tell you exactly where it is in Tradeify. Do you think we're going to dump? I don't know, man. This is just wacky consolidation. I anticipated a dump earlier. We still have orders down in the low 800s here that I thought we were going to take. All right, so if you're in your Tradeivate dashboard, at the very top right it says View Trading Credentials. No, you don't. You're never going to do live. You always do simulation. So when you open Tradeivate and you enter your login, you hit Access Simulation after you enter your password and everything. But the password that you're going to use and the username is going to be inside of your Tradeify dashboard. Top right corner, it'll say View Trading Credentials. That username, it should be like TDY and then a series of numbers. Yes, that's why, Samir. Yeah, once you have more days, it'll change. Slow and steady, Matthew. Remember, you have a certain amount that you can lose before you blow the account, and then you got to pay for another account or pay to reset it. Is Bookmap worth it? I absolutely think so, yeah. If you were to take away every other tool that I had, trading tool that I had, and only gave me the option to pick one, I would pick Bookmap. I don't think it's for beginners, though. I think you need to establish yourself first and then get into Bookmap. You can easily overcomplicate things if you try to jump straight into that when you're new to trading. I've seen an order flow indicator. I'm not familiar with an order flow indicator. You talking about Bookmap, which is a software? Road from rags to riches. Remember, Matthew, this shit takes a while, man. Excuse my language, but don't. I mean, it's good to be delusional, in my opinion, but don't be delusional to the point where you think like next week you're going to be sitting there pulling thousands of dollars out. You got to respect the process. It takes a long time. I know you know that, but I'm just reiterating it. How much are you paying for Bookmap plus data? All in, it's about $100 a month. I've been listening to Freebird for 24 hours straight, thanks to USA Hockey. Love that, man. That was exciting. That was an exciting game. Driving a Lambo. Yeah, next week. There's a ton of liquidity under us here. I don't know why we're not just breaking loose to the downside. Even for scalping, I mean, I like to scalp too, man. Even for scalping, though, this isn't. I'm not. I want to see consistent motion, and right now, this consolidation and then the herky jerky up and down is not necessarily great for that for me. Like if we started to dump here, I would look for a trade potentially to Asia low. I do the money, but Caden, I think that if the money aspect of things is really getting to you, then it is not a bad idea to switch over to ticks. Yeah, Andrew, you can shoot me a message. This is what Bookmap's looking to the downside here on NQ. So you would think that this wants to break loose and take all that stuff, but it's not yet. Can I say hola in Spanish? Hola. You speak Spanish, but you're typing in English. It shows the orders that are stacked up on the chart, like the limit orders that are in the market, and it also shows the aggression in which the market orders are being placed. I could see the thinking there, though. I could see the thinking on that short. For scalping, love to see them break your candle on the retest. Yeah, I like that, Jay. But see how we're pushing up right here? This is what the book map looks like. So it's like this is one of those days where I'm really hesitant to get into a trade because this is pushing up close to the VWAP, and there's not orders that I'm seeing on the chart here that it's attracting that movement. So what that tells me that Bookmap right now is not the best tool to be using today, specifically right now, to base trades solely off of, because you can get cooked. Like if you took this short right here, thinking that we were about to dump down into these lower liquidity pools, you just got cooked. Now that could have been the manipulation before the dump. You know, you had the accumulation, now you get the manipulation, and then the distribution. But you know, just got to be careful. These are kind of things that you got to make sure you're staying super patient and paying attention to, and not forcing any trades. You thought those limit orders, they can sometimes. You got to watch how they react. Sometimes it creates momentum to go even lower. So that's, you got to pay close attention to how they react when they get to those levels. It's Monday, no news. Yeah, exactly. So there's some funky music playing in my ear right now. Kind of want to throw this on for you guys. Excuse me. Yeah, I'll be live tomorrow. Appreciate that, man. Appreciate the bless you. Matthew, a funded, just to get the vernacular correct, not to be too much of a stickler, but a funded account is the next level after the eval. So technically, you're going to start on an eval tomorrow. If you pass that, then you have a funded. Yeah, that was the little manipulation to the move lower. I think we're going to, in just a second, we're about to get a pretty aggressive move down to the 24,805 area. Exactly. How much would you say is a healthy amount of backtesting today for a day? Kenny, when I was first getting into trading, man, and even up until like a year ago, I would backtest every Saturday for a large majority of the day. And then sometimes I would do it at night too, when I had free time at night. I think once you've established the kind of trading strategy that you're comfortable with, and you're good with identifying it and spotting it, you know, there can be a point to which it's like not necessarily doing you a whole lot at that point. But I do think it's great for practicing and learning and really getting a handle on your strategy. You can't backtest the way that your psychology is when the market's open and things are live, though. You know what I mean? Like you can't really simulate that. It's like trying to simulate war. I mean, you can only do so much. You can sit there and go to the range and work on your aim and all that kind of stuff, but you got to really get in there to get after it. Blew my XFA. Dang, man. You're the second person that said that. Sorry to hear that. What do you look for when you're backtesting? When I was backtesting, I was trading unicorn model, which is an ICT model, and I would be trading inversions, breaker blocks, order blocks, things like that. On FX replay for backtesting, there's a competitive game mode to add a little more pressure. It's interesting. You guys want to know something funny? I'm actually in the process of developing an app, and it's in beta right now. I've been messing around with it. I built it over the past week or so, but hoping to put it out so that people can like backtest basically from their phones and just trade. And it's gonna like do. It's not you're gonna have like 3 different modes. You can do back testing or forward testing while the market's open like today, or you can do where it's just completely made up price action, where it's not pulling data from anywhere, it's just algorithmically making up data. And then there's going to be a way to do actual back testing with real data. So right now the struggle that I'm having is actually getting the real data in there for the back testing. But right now I have it's pretty cool how I can just like make up market action for you to mess around with. It's pretty cool. Let's take Profit Trader good. Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty interesting. Appreciate the gifts, Tristan. I don't know if you just sent those or if you sent them a while ago. I just saw it though. Appreciate that, man. I accidentally traded on my funded and not my evo and got cooked 400. That's not terrible, man. It's definitely not ideal, but it's not terrible. I trade both, Judah. Heavily leaning on order flow, but I definitely still trade ICT. Heavily leaning on order flow though. This is honestly not price action that I want to continue to watch for much longer. It has. Yeah, it has been treating me well. It's been extremely profitable. Caden, I wouldn't blame you, man. I think it's a good move. If I wasn't streaming right now, I would have this turned off. I wouldn't be watching this. Might get that push down into the low 800s here, but it just keeps holding up. It's like absorbing one block and then it'll go back up and then comes and absorbs a small little block and then goes back up. Just needs to dump. All right, Caden, take it easy, man. Hi, I'm new here. Did you start with futures or forex? I actually started with forex and got cooked for a while. Don't recommend doing that. Definitely don't recommend doing that. How do you know what to trade when news comes out? I don't trade news, man. I wait for the market to settle, and then I look for the afterglow. Yeah, Rob, I would not, especially if you're new, I would not be trading this. I'd take the day off, man, or at least until the afternoon. Wait and come back after lunch. What made me change? This is a lot. I think this is a lot a lot more predictable, a lot easier to trade, a lot more consistent. Yeah, there's no news that I'm aware of. No orange or red folder news. Is it worth trading Asia or London? I personally do not. I think if you're going to pick something to trade besides New York AM session, London session is a good session to trade, but I personally don't. I think especially if you're new, you should not be trading Asia. Book map at 68.57 on ES. There's orders all the way down to 68.50. 68.57 itself is not necessarily lit up, but there's orders down there. There's also orders up to 68.70. So here's the way it looks. It's random spikes out of nowhere like that. It's crazy. Look at that. Cooked. And then it's going to drop. Look at the book map right here, though. So it gets right to so many people just got cooked on that. It gets right to those levels. I'm sure somebody was short thinking we're about to smack that 24,810, 24,807, and then it just does that wicky 1 minute candle to the upside right there. Yeah, it's not ideal at all. It's it's contracts. So instead of lots or whatever, it's contracts. Now we'll get this dump right down into those 800s. Somebody got stopped out, and then the market's going to go right to where their TP was. Very nice. Call it continuation. Feeling good, Breezy. Feeling good, man. Feeling great. That already happened to me, yeah. It's not surprising the way this is moving. What up, Cato? How much have you made day trading? 2.3 million. Those sweat stains. That's how you know I'm just stressing over here. Dropping right back down into these 800s. Low 800s. Got the padding going your back. Is Trump speaking? Yeah, he is. Why would I donate you an eval? If you don't have money for an eval, man, you got to go hit the pavement. You got to go start door dashing, Ubering, Uber Eats, selling candy bars, doing something. I do have class today, yeah, 1:30, 1:25 actually. I am back. Back. Why is this just not wanting to take these lows here, man? B-Day was good, man. Got to spend some time with family. Went home, had a nice cake, ate a nice steak. It was a good B-Day. Saw the GF, got to hang out with her for a while. Do any of your classmates trade? They do. I'm not like super close with anybody that does, but yeah, I know of some that do. Seen the new Game of Thrones, Night of Seven Kingdoms? I haven't. There's that dump right there that everybody was waiting on. Have a good day, man. Sorry you're not having a good one. Yeah, I told you people got stopped out on that, and then it was going to go right down to those levels. It's unfortunate. Got cooked today with the correct bias. That's the worst. I know what you mean, though. Such a bad feeling. Get these freaking lines off of here. Have a good one, Cato. That happens, man. Bro, I was going through so fast, I thought I saw C-Bum trading. I appreciate that, man. Huge compliment. I'm about to call it, yeah. I appreciate that, Nick. Appreciate it. Same to you, man. Yeah, I'm not interested in this. I am going to call it, actually. You guys have a good day. Thanks for being here. Thanks for all the follows. Thanks for the gifts. Thanks for the engagement. I'll be back tomorrow, same time, 9 a.m. Eastern time. We'll do it all over again. We'll have another party. You guys take it easy. God bless you. Love you guys. Be safe today. Don't do anything stupid. PM could be good, yeah. Very, very well could be. We'll see you guys later. You too, man. Appreciate that.